Welcome back to Two Dads Drinking No Lesbian. I said no lesbian, but that's okay. You can do your high pitch.
Sharon.
Sharon's coming back.
Sharon.
No, Sean did not get punished.
Nope.
Actually, I did. You could probably barely see it on the video, but Sean decided to take a little Crayola marker to my face today and tried to do his best impression of the no regrets.
Thanks, Amazon. You couldn't get me my temporary tattoo in time.
Fucking Amazon. Really?
They're too busy right now.
Yeah, I ordered a couple things for Friday, and they said they were supposed to be here on like Wednesday, and now they got pushed back. They said they're not coming. So
till Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go to the store instead. I canceled it.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
Which means you had to pay more too, because you had to go to the store.
Yep, absolutely. So we're missing a lesbian, Sean.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. She disappeared. I think she's on vacation.
I do too. I think she's somewhere warm.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, right.
We miss you, Jack.
Thanksgiving.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving, Sean?
Ate food. Enjoyed the family.
Remember, you want to face the actual microphone, otherwise it's not going to pick it up as much.
It's weird not talking.
I know. So we are actually testing out our new studio equipment, and that's why we are not in Dough Bar this week.
You would never know I even had a beard. Look.
I know, right?
Not there.
It's covered up by the microphone.
There you go. Maybe. No, I don't know.
So, yeah. Anyways, the quality of the audio should be significantly better than the solo mic covering all three of us. And we're just going to have to get used to talking into one specific microphone, I guess.
I'm going to talk like a sports announcer and just sit here in front of the microphone.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Did you see what just happened down there? I can't believe it.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
What are we drinking today, Sean?
Crown Royal, but with a twist. We're gonna have some peach in there.
I've never had Crown Royal. I don't think I've never had Crown Royal peach. So there you go.
Well, Mr. Hoover over here already questioned me about, is it syrupy? No, this is not like Bird Dog. This is not a cheap product.
Yeah, well, every time I have one of these flavored whiskeys or flavored, it just tastes like really bleh.
It is the reason why I choose this one is because it doesn't taste syrupy. So,
okay.
That being said, cheers.
Cheers, buddy. It does not taste syrupy at all.
Told you.
It tastes like a peach iced tea almost.
Yeah. No, it's smooth. It's real easy.
Yeah, no, it is real easy. I remember I bought Crown Royal for somebody for a closing gift because that's what their like wife drank.
Okay.
I can't remember which one of my clients it was, and like the guy's like, you look like you're a little too old to be drinking that stuff. You know, I guess it's like a real popular drink these days.
Okay.
So I don't know. Anyways, good drink, Sean.
Yeah, I hope you like it.
Yeah, it's pretty
worried because of the syrup flavor, but
yeah, definitely not syrupy like cool. Some of the other ones. So
it has definitely peach, definitely Crown Royal mix, but
yeah,
it has a good flavor to it. It's drinkable straight. You were at my birthday party when Sam was making all sorts of different drinks out of it.
Yeah, I don't remember if I had any of those drinks, but yeah, I was there. You and I were drinking whiskey on the rocks, I think, all night.
I was gonna say that part. I don't know. I know I had enough of these. I know I had the Angels and Envy.
You were feeling pretty good by the end of the night.
Yeah, I was.
So not much in the news world today in the NFL, with exception to maybe your boy who's been sitting on your bench in fantasy finally come back.
My boy that I hate, that is like a hate, but good usable fantasy player, I think. For a team that actually under Jacoby hasn't been bad. The record doesn't say they're great, but if you watch their games or pay attention,
they're in every game.
They're fighting.
Yeah.
They have a good run game. They have two receivers that look like they should be pretty good. Deshaun can only, I would guess, can only help.
I mean, unless he's just really rusty after not playing football for 18 months.
There is that.
I'm really intrigued to see. Actually, I really want to watch that game. I don't know what time it is versus what time my game is on Sunday. But
nonetheless, you know he's going to go off in that first game. It's against the Texans. Come on, the NFL,
He,
that scripted NFL you're talking about.
it's amazing how his suspension magically lines up with him playing his old team for the first time back.
Awkward 11-game suspension on week 13. Awkward
Yeah.
11. It can't be 10. Can't be 12.
Yeah, the NFL is
11?
not staged at all, right?
No,
Not at all.
No, they didn't think that one through at all, did they?
No, that was not premeditated whatsoever. It just so happened to magically be the Houston Texans that week.
They don't happen to understand their wallet and what's going to make money for them.
Yep. I'm sure that they have nothing to do with like when McCarthy went back to Green Bay and was wearing the Lambeau coat. I'm sure they have nothing to do with any of that.
Does he not wear it at what's it called?
No. He just wore it when he went back to Green Bay. So, anyways, that not really much in the news category. But if we want to get into last week's games, they were split up over multiple days, right? Because we had the 3 games on Thursday.
I guess I'll be the person to pull up the games.
I guess if we're gonna do that, we don't have to do the Laura Jack's not moderate. We don't have to do whatever we want to do.
Yeah, but I don't think we know what we're doing at all. We didn't even script anything this time.
We did not. We just cut right into it. And I will say that I had a great Thanksgiving because I hit a magical 3-team parlay. I was analyzing and I was like, there's no way the Bills are losing the Lions, although it was way closer than I thought it was going to be. Okay. I took the money line.
I said that was definitely close for a lot of that game.
Oh yeah, and I said there's no way that the Cowboys are losing the Giants, although it was close for the half.
I was gonna say the first half.
I was a little nervous at halftime, no doubt about it. When I wasn't nervous at all going into the game.
No, I was watching the first half and I'm like, ooh, this is.
Yeah, they tend to do that from time to time. They get off to these slow starts, lots of penalties, lots of turnovers, and then they kick it into gear in the second half. And then
the opposite of Steelers.
Well, my final pick was the Vikings money line, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, well, the Vikings got embarrassed. I like to bet on good teams coming off bad losses, right? Yeah. So Vikings got embarrassed, and then Mac Jones just hasn't looked good at all. And then Mac Jones comes out on Thursday night and balls out.
Well, the week before he had a good week too.
Yeah, he's balling out. Mac Jones looked really good. I was really nervous, but the Vikings pulled that out, and I had a really nice 3-team parlay hit on Thursday.
Nice. Congratulations. How else was your Thanksgiving?
I mean, the kid's sick. Both kids are sick, and Roman was just about done with it, but Liv was pretty bad into it. The mother-in-law's in town, so we had an extra person in the house. But no, overall, not bad. Football, family, and food, and you can't really complain when you have those 3 things, right?
Yeah. No, that's what it's about, isn't it?
That is what it was about. And my pick last week was the Dallas Cowboys, who did win. They just didn't win by enough. They won by 8 points. And your 49ers won by 13. They won 13-0 because the Saints could not score with their 5 trips in the red zone.
Could not. Nope. 49ers defense is good.
Or the Saints are bad, or a mixture of both.
It could be everything.
Yeah, I do like their defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans. I really like him. He's got the energy.
Honestly, you look across the 49ers, I like their whole team. There's not much on that team I don't like.
I mean, Jimmy G's the weak spot, right?
And it's not somebody I hate.
He's a top half quarterback.
He's technically their backup.
True. Yeah. I mean, he's technically their backup. Who knows? He might be better than the starter. We never really got a chance to really.
We don't really know.
We don't really know.
He could be Justin Fields. He has the same kind of script of his body and the way he plays.
He could be
Justin Fields. Imagine Justin Fields with that kind of weapons.
Oh my goodness. Justin Fields is awesome with no weapons.
Correct. So if Trey Lawrence is half of that, imagine him with those weapons.
Yep, absolutely. I think that it could be a lot of fun, but I mean, who knows? He never looked good, never really got a chance.
He had solid plays, but he never got consistency when he was there. He also didn't have McCaffrey in the lineup when he was there.
Yeah.
So that changes things a little bit.
And then Laura Jack took the Chiefs against the Rams with their 3rd string quarterback.
Oh, that's right. That's their third string. Wolford is.
Yeah, Wolford's their backup, and
And
it was not close at all.
by the
The
way,
whole
your boy
game.
Akers that you were talking about had like 6 carries in that game.
Yeah, more than that.
And Kerwin Williams, the guy I told you about, had 22
Mm.
for 70 yards and
I
a
didn't watch
touchdown.
enough of the game, but he did get more than he was getting previously. So
Pretty
who
much.
cares? It's weird that a guy would just fall off the radar like that, right? You go from being, I mean, probably one of the highest toted like fantasy football running backs, right?
Not this year, but last year. Then he
Yeah.
got injured.
When he got hurt.
Then he came back this or late last year, actually, in the playoffs.
Yeah, it didn't look great, but I mean, he's so quick back from that injury.
Oh yeah, well that's why I was worried. I'm still worried now. But here's the problem I have now is I think the Rams have moved on from him, and I think he may end up having to go to a different team just to get a chance to take the running back spot.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they've moved on from him, especially with moving right on to a 6th-round draft pick as your starter.
clearly he's in the doghouse of some sort, right?
But who knows? They got rid of Daryl Henderson.
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Yeah, you would have thought they would have cut Akers, right? And then I know where
Henderson was the gone one. Made
Yeah.
no sense. So that team's in shambles. That is probably the worst follow up to a Super Bowl that I can remember.
I mean, there's like the Broncos when Elway retired.
Yeah, but there's a reason.
There was a reason for the fall off.
Legit has nothing different.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford, even when he's in there, he doesn't look good.
He had a few plays this past week before. Was it this week or the week before? Week before he took the concussion again. He had a few plays early that game and was looking good, but his moments are few and far between. And I think they're going to be few and far between with Cooper Kupp missing now, even more.
Yeah. I mean, Cooper Kupp is like their only legit weapon.
And Aaron Donald just got announced today. He has a high ankle sprain.
Oh, does he?
Yep. So one punch after another. And they don't have a first round pick because they traded all of them for like the next 20 years.
Yep. You sold out to get you sold your soul to the devil. You got your Super Bowl, and now you're pretty much shit out of luck.
You're in a doghouse for
foreseeable future. And McVay's gonna leave, right? Like at the end of this year, he's done. Right?
You would think they talked about it at the end of last year. You would think he wouldn't want to do this again.
The only like thought to maybe him staying would be like he doesn't want to go out like that. Like
maybe.
But
I can see him not caring.
I mean, the amount of money they're gonna throw at him in the TV world. I mean,
so let's see here. So who in your mind is having a worse season? The Rams and their comeback from the Super Bowl, or the Broncos, who just brought in Russ Wilson, and they owe him until 2028. And in 2028, they owe him $50 million in 2028.
That was 2026 was the big year they owe him.
2028. I was reading it earlier.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I think both teams are really screwed because I mean they both have aging quarterbacks that aren't looking good.
Not even not good, just poor. Like in Russell Wilson's case, I feel like the last 2 weeks he hasn't topped 120 yards.
I think that Russ Wilson probably still has the talent there.
I think the coach is horrible there.
Yeah, I think the coach is horrible, but I don't know, man. Even like the players are like, you see like his defensive tackle like ran off the field and was yelling at him this week. And like the rumor is that the dude that got cut was Melvin Gordon was like blaring Sierra's ex-boyfriend's music in the locker room. So like if he's that bad of a teammate,
oh come on,
they are really screwed.
Think about Tyler Lockett earlier in the year. He bluntly said, "Oh, this is what you can do when it's not all about you or all about me. You play like a team." Huh?
Yeah.
I wonder who he was aiming that at.
I mean, I guess we know who he was aiming it at, but I
was gonna say, I wonder the direction there.
It's just so weird to see a guy just completely fall off like that. And like I was so high on the Broncos. I thought they were going to be like the Super Bowl like contender for the AFC because I mean their roster is stacked. Their defense is really good.
Yeah,
and they got an offensive coach in there now. And I was like, oh, Russ Wilson. They got decent receivers, good running backs. They just suck. There's just one guy on TikTok, hilarious. I'm guessing he's a Broncos fan. He's just pissed off. But every week he says we're going to find out how many weeks it takes for Russell Wilson to throw more touchdown passes than he has bathrooms in his house. I guess he has like 13 bathrooms in his house.
What's he at, like 9?
He's at 7. He's at 7 touchdowns right now. So he's like the last one was like, well, so Russ Wilson didn't throw any touchdowns this week, so he's still at 7, and there's been no reported construction at the Wilson house, so he still has 13 bathrooms.
Russ is probably saying, "Hey, Sierra, you ready to go make a new album?"
Russ is probably gonna be hanging it up soon, right? Like, that would be the best thing for the Broncos if Russ retires,
That would be,
because then that lets him off the hook, right?
right.
Because
Right.
otherwise, you got to eat all that dead money,
Which is like 90 million.
or just continue with this ridiculous quarterback situation.
Supposedly, the buyout equates to dead cap of 90 million plus for them.
Wow.
Could you imagine taking that kind of hit?
I mean,
You can't even feel
no.
the team.
No, you really
You
can't.
can't feel the team like that.
They should have never gave him that contract.
No.
I mean, again, I understand the theory with it was we're getting an all-star quarterback.
Yeah, we got everything else. We're getting a quarterback now. We haven't had a quarterback since Elway, at least in our eyes.
And I think Elway's still in the box, right? He's the one still making these calls.
He is.
So he's like, hell yeah, I'm getting Russell,
Right.
hustle and bustle. I think we talked about either I think it was last offseason when there was the trade rumors around Russell.
Yeah.
Like, I would have given my left nut to have Russell Wilson
You're so happy
on the
right now
Cowboys.
that didn't happen.
Yeah, like I was like, let's trade Dak straight up and multiple first-round draft picks. I don't care. Like, let's go all in and get Russ, right?
And I said the same thing for the Steelers. He would have been a guy who, from what we get with the Seahawks, image-wise, okay, he fits the Steelers mold. He fits.
Absolutely fits the Steelers mold.
And coming out now,
maybe he doesn't.
Maybe
now,
he doesn't, and maybe that's why the Steelers didn't even look into him.
I wonder if there was like already rumors in the NFL world about it.
Might be.
And that's why nobody was willing to trade for him for a while.
Or give a lot up like the Broncos would.
Right. Which makes you wonder if, like, did the Broncos not have the intel that the other teams had?
You have to question that about a lot of things. Like, look at the Browns. Oh, we looked into Deshaun Watson. What was it? 250 million guaranteed later.
Oh, they looked into him all right.
They looked into him.
I mean, in some states, rub and tugs are illegal.
Technically, by his lawyer stance, they are perfectly fine. They're consensual.
Wow. I mean, I think he probably is not legally in much trouble. Like, he's not going to jail or anything. So, I could see the Brown side of this being like, we need a fucking quarterback, and this guy's the real deal, Holyfield. So,
and we both said it before the season started that we think he's gonna kind of go crazy with them, with that kind of team, that coach, a defense that actually looks ready to win.
Those running backs, Amari Cooper.
They have 2 running backs. They have, I mean, I like Peoples-Jones. I don't know your opinion, but I feel like him and Cooper are a good pair of receivers.
I mean, Peoples-Jones is like, I feel like he's a lot like Michael Gallup on the Cowboys. He's good. He's solid. He doesn't do anything crazy. He doesn't do anything. He's not super fast. He's not.
No, what they say about him is he is fast. He's a deep guy.
I don't know. Every time I watch him,
I don't know.
He's average.
I don't know.
Nothing wrong with average. You need some average guys on the team too.
I don't know. I know that people keep saying that they think he's going to be the Will Fuller of Deshaun Watson.
Maybe. I mean, Amari Cooper, as a Cowboys fan who got to watch him for multiple seasons, the dude's open on every play. Like, he's got the best route running probably of any receiver I've ever seen. And so just give him an elite quarterback and he's going to have a great season. He's already having a great season.
Yeah, they both are. Like I said, Jacoby's actually having a good season in Cleveland this year. He's like 2,500 yards or something like that.
Jacoby's one of those guys who's a great backup, but not a great starter. He's good enough to get you through a couple games without your starting quarterback.
Got them through 11 games so far. I'm wrong, there's a shit record.
Yeah. But you want to get through with hopefully a 500 record or something, you know?
They didn't do that one. They're 3 and
they were so close. I mean, how many games they lose by like last drive?
A ton.
Yeah.
But then they've lost games like the Carolina game.
Yeah. Which they should never lost that game, you know?
So, all right. So I guess we usually go over what all scores from last week were.
Yeah.
I have them up now. So we already kind of talked about the Bills and the Lions. The Lions kept it close. Majority of the game, it finished 28-25.
So at the end of the Lions-Bills game, the Bills get the ball back with it tied with 23 seconds left and 2 timeouts. And I can't remember
It
who
was
the
21 seconds.
was
Yes.
it 21 seconds. Can't remember who the announcer was. Maybe it was Romo or it was one of the announcers. Just like, yeah, we've seen this show before.
They got it done in 18 seconds to get the field goal.
Yeah, like they
18
get two
seconds.
timeouts. Like they can like when you have those elite quarterbacks.
It was one pass. They went right over the middle of the digs down the field. They got to the 35 or something like that on one pass.
It's amazing, like how these quarterbacks can just find these guys. Like,
Especially when you pair them with an elite receiver, or at least in that scenario. The only guy in the league that I can think off the top of my head who does it without an elite guy right now is Mahomes, which Mahomes is the elite of the elite.
I mean, Kelsey is the lead,
Okay.
but he's not a receiver. He's a tight end.
Correct. So Tua has two elite receivers. He literally is Tyreek and Jalen Waddle.
That I would not want to face the Dolphins. In the
No,
playoffs.
no, that team's scary, dude.
Like
Their defense is good, and I okay. So don't always bring up fantasy. I know it gets talked about. So I've had the Broncos defense all year. I realized about a week ago when they traded Bradley Chubb. Oh shit, this is not the same. This is not what I was expecting. So I dropped them. And this week I picked up the Dolphins, who traded for Bradley Chubb. The Dolphins put out 32 fantasy points this week from the defense. They put his touchdown. They put the whole thing out.
can't beat that.
No, that was a move. And that was a move purely because I noticed that Chubb was not there anymore and they weren't the same. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, he went to Miami. Miami was pretty good beforehand. You're adding an elite pass rusher
And a horrible opponent.
and a horrible opponent in Houston. Cool. That's my pickup this week.
Yeah. I wonder what they would have scored if Houston didn't get those garbage scores at the end.
Believe me. Oh, I can tell you it was 47 points before those touchdowns came in.
Yeah.
It was 47, which would have got me the win. Kind of ticks me off a little bit, but
Absolutely.
second place now, or third. I guess technically third place, but
So game 2 on Thanksgiving was my Cowboys.
that's right.
I'm sticking with the fact that the Giants are fake good. They're just fake good.
They played with you guys at least for a half.
Yeah, I mean, we played our absolute worst half, and they were beat us by like 6 points at halftime. I mean, here's the thing: like the Giants they're fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They got a lot of talent there, especially like on the defensive side of the ball. That Thibodeau guy is pretty fun to watch.
Yeah,
Daniel Jones is just not like you're not going to win football games with Daniel Jones at quarterback. And I've been wrong about quarterbacks before in the past, but I've seen enough of Daniel Jones now that I'm like, we're in the 4th or 5th season, and he's just not taking that step. You know?
No, and this is the year that they're letting him go because they didn't give him the 5th-year option on him.
Honestly, the best thing would be if they make the playoffs and then they talk themselves into re-signing Daniel Jones for me, anyways. But I mean, the game. In the second half, it was just a blowout at that point, and it was really a garbage time score. That is the reason why I have marker on my face right now instead of you. But no, it was a fun game. It kept, it was fun to watch. As a Cowboys fan, I'm just happy to get another W. All right, just keep them rolling. We're still, behind the Eagles. They're 10-1. We're 8-3. We need the Eagles to drop a game, and then we need to beat the Eagles, and then we could potentially still win the division. But I don't even care about
technically you have to have them drop 2 games because didn't they already beat you guys once?
Yeah, but we'd be even, and our division record's better because we didn't lose to Washington.
But you've lost to the Eagles, so I guess if they.
But we'd be even at that point because they'd lose 1 to us.
I want to tell you though, you guys got the Commanders one more time this year?
We do, yeah.
They're looking pretty good as a team.
Heineke gets owned by the Cowboys defense.
I get it, but I'm just saying what I've seen from them recently, their defense is looking solid.
I mean, it's really just the energy Heineke's bringing that's making them better. Like Carson Wentz he wasn't putting up bad numbers. He just seems like he's just meh. Like, I'm meh. I'm gonna throw a pick here that I shouldn't throw. I'm gonna he hasn't played in 6 weeks. He still has more touchdown passes than Russ Wilson. He's got 8. So I mean, I don't know. Washington's definitely not a bad team. They're better than the Giants. So the Giants and Washington play this week. Washington will beat the Giants.
Okay.
I'm not going to choose them as my team because I would now based off of how much you win by, and I think it's going to be like a 3-point game. But
okay,
yeah, Washington will beat the Giants this weekend.
So let's move on. We got the Vikings and the Patriots. Mac Jones legit.
Primetime Kirk.
Yeah.
He actually showed up for
Showed
once.
up primetime Thursday football game. He won. I'm wrong.
He was
You
like
really
30 for 37.
Really consider Thursday night football games, even though it's Thanksgiving prime time?
Absolutely. Thursday night football is primetime. It's primetime. There's no other games on.
I know what you're considering, but
You got it. Well, normal Thursday night, you got Al Michaels as announcer. That's primetime.
nonetheless, they made up for their loss to your team a week before. They kept themselves winning the division, and what I'm guessing they're still. Well, they only have one loss, so they have to only be tied with the Eagles for the top of the NFC.
No, they have 2 losses. They were 8-1 when they played the Cowboys.
They lose to already.
They lost to the Eagles.
Oh, never mind. The Eagles are 1. They're 2.
Yeah, I mean the Eagles are probably going to finish the 1 seed.
Hard seeing it not happen that way.
And the way Hurts is playing right now, like it's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, his feet is just a game changer, and like them and the Bills, it blows my mind that neither one of those teams are worried about getting their quarterbacks hurt. Like if I was their coach, I'd be like, get the fuck down, slide. Like you're our franchise. Like, why are you trucking people right now? We don't need that. We don't need that extra 2 yards.
Think about the Dolphins' new coach. I just wanted Fields to stop running. Why are you still running?
That dude is hilarious. I wish he was the Cowboys head coach. He's just so funny. Every week he's got clips that just like, I mean, just absolutely hilarious.
All right, so moving on, we are on to the Commanders, Falcons. Commanders win 19-13.
I didn't get I watched Red Zone on Sunday. I didn't get to see a whole lot of that game because it wasn't super high scoring. But it doesn't surprise me that I thought the Falcons would cover the 3.5 points, which I lost that bet over the weekend. But
Commanders winning a close game. They're heavy defense right now. Their offense is running the ball. They're doing some good things, running and throwing a little bit, but they're winning defensive games. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, not surprised.
Falcons don't have a lot going on. I think Kyle Pitts is out now, finally out for the rest of the year at this point.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jets and Bears. Jets come back into this world.
Here's a surprise. Mike White balling out. This is his
White.
Second 400-yard game in 2 years, right? He had one last year,
too. He have 3 or 4 touchdowns this week?
I think he had 4.
I know Wilson. I know not Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the rookie receiver
had 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I picked him up in our other fantasy league and put him as my second starting quarterback, and he balled out for me. He had like 40
Mike
points.
White, yeah.
I mean, Mike White is not horrible. He's better than Wilson was.
He needs a full season to know what you actually got.
I would just leave him in there if I was the Jets. I mean,
probably at this point they named him. It wasn't Wilson injured. They named him.
Why did they start Flacco over him earlier in the year when Wilson was injured?
Solo was liking his veteran experience.
It just blows my mind.
And they probably were worried that they get talked out of you going back to Wilson. And he wants to go with Wilson because that was their first pick, the new look Jets.
Well, you missed. Sorry, Robert Saleh.
I'll be honest with you, they got Sauce Gardner this year. They got Garrett Wilson. I'll take some of his picks.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've done great drafting. They just missed on the quarterback, which is not hard to do. I mean, people miss on quarterbacks all the time.
All right, moving on. Titans, Bengals. Bengals without Jamar Chase. He did end up sitting out this week. Although there was talks he would be back. They still pulled it out against the top-ranked team of the Titans.
And I mean, the Bengals just seem to know how to shut down Derrick Henry.
They do, and they know how to just win.
Yeah.
Burrow knows how to win, and T. Higgins, as much as I could sit here and rave about Jamar Chase just as you could, and don't get me wrong, Jamar Chase is the stud on that team. Higgins is a pretty damn good number
he's
2.
A great number 2.
He's probably a top 10 receiver in the NFL, but he's a number 2 on the Bengals because they have Chase.
Yeah, and in the Titans' defense, they did have like a free agent rookie kicker because their kicker's hurt or whatever, and he missed 2 field goals, which would have won the game. But I mean, it's not abnormal for field goal kickers to miss 2 field goals, anyways, even if you're not a rookie undrafted kicker. So,
all right, moving on. Going to talk about those Dolphins and Texans. I'll be honest with you, that was a blowout before halftime. It looks closer than it actually was. Just if I look at this,
I love the Dolphins.
Dude,
I really do.
So stacked.
I mean,
they're actually the AFC's version of the 49ers. If you look at the rosters, they are very much set up similar to the 49ers.
I really thought that Tua was was a joke. I mean, I really
No, you
did.
did. I remember hearing it all off season.
I really didn't. And the dude is just. I mean, he's fun to watch. He gets out of the.
Remember, before I traded Ty Hill, you kept telling me, "Oh, you're going to keep Ty Hill. You're going to keep Ty Hill."
Well, and I mean, there was like off-season footage of him like overthrowing Tyreek Hill and like all kinds of stuff, and it
Yeah,
was
he used
funny.
it at speed. Tyreek's like no other.
Yeah, but no, I mean they're fun to watch. Their defense is feisty. They got
Good running backs. They got a good line.
they're like the 49ers where you just don't know who their fucking running back's going to be every week, but they're going to put up
Well, come on. They
yards.
even got Mostert and Jeff. Their running backs are the 49ers. They got Jeff Wilson, Ryan Mostert.
Yeah, and who's the other one they got?
I was going to say they have a third
The
one.
guy from the Cardinals, Edmonds, right?
No, they traded him.
How did
When
they
they
trade
made
him?
the Bradley Chubb trade, he was sent back to the Broncos. And then he had a high ankle sprain. So he's not even playing.
I'm actually looking forward because I think the Niners Dolphins play this week, right?
Ooh, well, we'll talk about that.
Okay, I think they do.
I do. I do too. I was kind of.
I want to watch that game.
It will be fun. A matchup of similar personalities.
Yep.
So
the mentor now becomes the mentee, or the mentee now becomes the equal, right? So
we'll see how that goes.
yeah, we'll see.
All right. So really, are the Broncos this?
They're bad.
Bad.
They're bad.
They lost 23-10 to the Panthers.
They're horrible.
And the Panthers aren't good by any means, but they're not bad. They're kind of just blah. They pounded the Broncos. It was not even interesting.
The Broncos are just straight bad. I mean, their defense is decent, but
and is it? They since they lost Bradley Chubb, is it? Because they've left up some points recently.
I still think their defense is pretty good, but when your offense ain't moving the ball, it just doesn't do anything for you.
Once again, I don't even talked about this game because it's just getting ridiculous at this point.
I think I could play better quarterback than Russell Wilson right now.
Probably.
I mean, I'm being legit serious.
Is he talking at this point? Is he talking himself out of this Hall of Fame?
Oh, I don't. Yeah, there's no way he's the Hall of Famer the way he's playing.
Yeah, but
he won one Super Bowl
off his beginning of his career, because he was definitely. If you had asked me before this year, I would have definitely said, "Oh yeah, he looks like somebody who's going to be in the Hall of Fame."
Going to be, he would have had to continue on. Though.
Oh yeah, he would definitely had to have a few more.
He can't be a Hall of Famer based on his current past stats right now.
And you can't say anything about one Super Bowl. There's been many quarterbacks who have won none and been in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but like Eli Manning will be a Hall of Famer. He won 2 Super Bowls.
And I would deem to say through Russell's time with the Seahawks, he was better than Eli was with the Giants. More electric.
Eli was like stat-wise was not a good quarterback. He had like more interceptions than he had touchdowns.
He just knew how to win.
He just won Super Bowls.
Yep. Sounds like Nick Foles.
A little bit. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Browns and Buccaneers. Buccaneers lost again to the Brownies. So Brady lost to Jacoby, an old Patriot backup, a third stringer to him.
I don't understand what's going wrong with the Buccaneers right now. And actually, in this recent, because Fournette hasn't been doing too well. Now he's hurt, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And this white kid that they got coming in, he's a lot of fun, and he's really good.
He's fast.
He's shifty. And I just don't like. So now you got a running back, and it's working, but they just aren't putting points on the board.
Nope. I will tell you though, my Chris Godwin that I got on that team, that guy is so consistent. 7 to 10 catches every single week. This week he was 8 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And he's been that way consistently every week. And that was remember for fantasy, that was my random add-on. I just added him on because I wanted another receiver.
Yeah.
I think I got him for a 4th round pick, and I'm like, dude, this guy's averaged almost 20 points a week for 3 straight weeks.
I mean, now that he's back from the injury, yeah.
Right.
He's a hell of a receiver. I mean, is this Brady's last year? Is his last hurrah?
No, he's went through the divorce already. No. Even so, even if it is, he already signed his TV deal. So
oh yeah, we're not getting rid of him. He's just going to TV after
this. Do we really want to hear him on TV? He's kind of a he was fun the one year they won the Super Bowl. Since then, he's gotten old and grumpy. He's kind of turning into Bill Belichick slowly.
I mean, hey, look, he's got personal issues going on, right?
Yeah, but he was this way last year a little bit too.
Honestly,
he's slowly turning into Belichick. Slowly.
The weird thing is, I still wouldn't want to face him in the playoffs.
Probably not.
They're probably going to still win their division.
Yeah, their divisions.
Their division's horrible.
Train wreck.
I still wouldn't want to go to Tampa Bay and face Tom Brady in the play. There's something about that guy where you just know he's just going to turn it on at some point. And
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't know. All right, Jaguars, Ravens. Whew.
Wow, the fucking Ravens.
Jaguars.
The fucking Ravens.
So hold on, what was it? They lined Tucker up for what, a 67 yarder?
67-yarder.
And he missed.
He missed.
But he was on. He just was.
He was
He
short.
didn't make it.
Yeah, he was short. The accuracy was there. That guy is awesome.
And he barely missed. It wasn't like he was far off. He was.
I guess we could have talked about during the news point. Did you see Lamar like trash some dude on Twitter?
No.
This guy, this like random fan was like, just said at Baltimore Ravens, like you can't pay Lamar 250 million when every single game relies on Justin Tucker to win the football game. Like let him go and just build a quality team or whatever.
Justin Tucker for 250 million.
And his response, and that makes you like question him as a leader and as a franchise quarterback. He was like, he just like I'm gonna have to pull it up. He trashed the guy on Twitter. But yeah, they lost that game. They should have never lost that game. They were winning it the whole time.
No, and they let them come back at the very end of the game to take that win.
Lamar tweet. I'm pulling it up right now.
Good.
Images. Boy, shut the fuck up. Y'all be capping too much on this app. Motherfucking never smelt a football field. Never did shit. Eat my dick. Eat my dick. Like, that's what Lamar Jackson said.
That is the face of your organization.
To a fan. You want 250 million. You're talking to your fans like that? Bro, like, come on. Lamar is not playing like Lamar. He's playing like Lamar that doesn't want to get hurt because he's in a contract year. That's what I'm getting at.
Laura just got her pick in, by the way.
Damn it. We were gonna make her lose by default. which we know she would have complained about, but
that's what I was looking at. We'll
okay.
Get to that.
All right, we'll get to that.
So next up, Chargers Cardinals. That was Cardinals were winning that game majority of the game and then ended up losing. Yeah.
Yeah. Cliff Kingsbury's done, dude.
He has to be. Did you hear what Kyler said about him?
No.
Kyler went into the press conference and said, we are at a offensive disadvantage when we played the Chargers. Your coach, the head coach, is basically your offensive coordinator. Who are you calling out if you're at an offensive disadvantage on play calling? Who are you calling out on that one? After the conversation they showed on the sideline earlier this season?
Would you want Kyler in his contract in Pittsburgh?
No, I just don't think he fits us. That's all.
I mean,
his talent is scary good.
He's fun to watch. But
he's scary good.
He's so inconsistent.
Don't get me wrong. If you give him a Sean Payton, if Sean Payton went there as the head coach, that could be scary.
Sean Payton is going to be in Dallas. Okay, let's not talk bad about him going somewhere else.
There's 2 other teams that I heard this week that he's interviewing with already.
Unless the Dallas Cowboys win the Super Bowl, Mike McCarthy's getting fired, and we're getting Sean Payton.
I forget who the other one was. I know the Chargers came out as a team that he was wanting to go interview with.
Although I have to admit that Mike McCarthy's done a pretty good job this year. I mean, leading into the season, what I say about my Cowboys?
You said I'm over. I'm done. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I said it was almost like they specifically are trashing the team, like hurting McCarthy, right? They want him to get fired.
Yeah.
And he just keeps winning. He won without Dak Prescott for 4 weeks, right? Like, I mean, the guy deserves a lot of credit this year. He still makes some boneheaded like things every once in a while, but
that's always been his thing. He was a winning quarterback in Green Bay. His quarterback just didn't like him.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Chiefs, Rams. Chiefs are the Chiefs. Rams are
the Chiefs didn't even have to try to win that game.
Oh,
it was bad.
Mahomes and Kelsey are just great. Both they're ridiculous.
I would trade my entire team for Mahomes. Give me Mahomes and a bunch of replacement players. I would take it. You laugh. I would take it. He's that good.
Is Kelsey the greatest tight end ever?
No, Gronk.
Pretty sure.
I'm sure.
Kelsey's done it longer.
Yeah, Kelsey, I think, takes care of his body better, and longevity-wise, his numbers will be better. But Gronk in his prime,
are already better.
I know, but Gronk in his prime was absolutely unbelievable. And those like 2 or 3 seasons with Gronk and Hernandez,
Mhm.
That was some of the best tight end play I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't stop him. That was Brady's favorite target, and you couldn't stop
Yeah.
it.
I mean, if Fernandez was not murdering people, I mean,
Gronk was
who
faster to
knows what would have happened.
run through the slot corners, which was crazy to think of. He was bigger than every corner on the field by far.
Bigger, stronger, faster, could jump higher, could catch. I mean,
it was the most awkward situation. He had every physical aspect you could think of.
do you think Gronk is as stupid as he plays on TV?
No,
Yeah, I think he's actually really smart.
I think he knows what he's doing.
I think it's just his persona.
I think he knows what he's doing. I think a lot of those guys that act like that,
a lovable dumb guy.
Well, come on, look at Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher's IQ is like 185 or something like that. And look at how he plays himself on TV. He makes himself sound like the dumb guy.
Yeah, but he's a fucking genius.
He is a genius. He's legit a genius.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think his IQ was not equal, but was very close to Albert Einstein.
Yeah, and he's like a big time investor.
He
Invested in
knows
all
what
these
he's doing.
Facebook, Airbnb, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but you would never know that. You would think of dude, where's my car? Dude.
Or that 70s show.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the ranch.
Or the
He
ranch.
plays, once again, every show he plays a dummy.
I will say in the ranch he showed a deeper side of himself.
He did at moments, but he also played the airhead.
Oh yeah, he was the airhead, but he was like I don't know. I really like the ranch.
Oh, the ranch is one of my favorite shows.
The only thing that upset me about the ranch was the whole Danny Masterson thing. Like I felt like,
yeah, I don't know if we could talk about that situation because I think that's still out there. But
I'm just saying, like if his off camera stuff didn't happen, like I feel like the show would have been better with Danny Masterson continuing.
No, I'm not disagreeing there. I think that would have been a better option, but I don't know what Netflix could have done otherwise.
I'm not a big Dak Shepard fan. So.
Nah, he wasn't bad, but it wasn't the same.
Wasn't the same.
Raiders, Seahawks. Seahawks is the most.
What a game, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I was watching Red Zone, and it was like, touchdown. There was no defense.
40-34, so.
There's no defense.
No, who was the quarterback for the Raiders?
It was Derek Carr.
Did they play Carr? I thought they had a backup in this week.
No, he got hurt for a second, and then he came back in.
That's where I caught that.
That was Derek Carr, and in overtime, Jacobs took a 80-yard run to the house or something.
That dude, what did he have finished with 278 yards or something like that?
Something crazy.
Some ridiculous number and 4 touchdowns, I think it was.
Something crazy.
He had Madden running back numbers is what he had.
One of my buddies from Phoenix, who's a big Raiders fan, was saying they got to pay Jacobs. And I was like, don't do it, bro.
Don't pay a running back.
Look at what happened with Zeke. Just go draft another one in the third round.
I hate to say it. Don't pay a running back. I feel bad because you have these beasts of players, and you want to see these guys get paid, but the running back position is so used at this point, and you can draft them so easily anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to pay them. And I feel bad because they should dictate the money because they're doing so much work on the field. But
the funny thing is, I talk about the Z contract. We're probably going to fall for the same thing because Tony Pollard's contract's up.
Yeah, but do you see how many running backs are up this year? There's like 8 solid running backs that are contracts are up this season.
Tony Pollard is awesome, though. I mean, he's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. So we got the Eagles and the Packers, which was another shootout of a game.
Jordan Love.
Although Rodgers already came out and said he's playing next week already.
Why? I think they're eliminated, aren't they? Or they're close
eliminated,
to being?
But they already said it's Rodgers' decision.
They're definitely eliminated from the division. I think they still might be in the wild card race, maybe.
Doubt it. They're pretty far off. What are they? 4 wins, I think. 3 or
4 wins, and I think the 7 seed is Washington with 7.
So they're pretty.
They
far
would need
off.
to win out, basically.
They're pretty far off. We got the last game, which was last night's game, Monday night game. My Steelers and the Colts.
So
Jeff Saturday finally showed his rookie head.
I think I've told you about my gambling app I use. That shows you like I have to pay money for it, but it shows you like where the money's at and all that versus the public and all that. Well, on games where I just I bet on almost all football games, all NFL games. But on the games where I'm just like torn and I have no idea what the hell to do, I just go to that app and I just pick pretty much whatever it tells me to pick, right? And like I really didn't. I was like, the Colts are at home. I think the Colts might be the better team.
They were the favorite.
Yeah, like they're the favorite. I think they might be the better team. And if it was 3.5 points, I probably wouldn't even looked at it. I would have bet the Steelers at 3.5 because I thought it was maybe a field goal game.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, the money was all over Pittsburgh, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna just put it on the 2.5 with Pittsburgh, and they ended up winning outright.
Yeah, they won by a touchdown.
Although most of my profits ended up going away because I also put money on TJ to get a sack. I was like, you got TJ Watt versus a quarterback that can't move.
Well, they took him on. Alex Highsmith is the one who.
Yeah, they were just triple teaming.
They were taking out
TJ.
him, and Alex Highsmith was wide open. You know what I
Damn
mean?
it, why did I take that bet? God damn it, Ian.
Nonetheless,
I would have had a really good Monday night if it weren't for that.
nonetheless, Jeff Saturday rookie decisions with the timeouts at the end of the game, not using them. He had them, he just didn't use them.
Brady didn't use his timeouts either at the end of that game.
I don't know. Maybe it's something in the water. I don't know.
Like Brady ended up going into overtime because he didn't use 2 timeouts that was in there.
Steelers wise, I'll be honest with you, the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've actually posted this on Facebook. Who is our offensive coordinator in the first half? Because it doesn't come across as Canada. And then you get to the second half and it's like, oh, there it is. Okay. That's what happened.
I mean, Pickett looked pretty. I mean, I only watched the first half pretty much.
So Pickett looked good the whole game except for the third quarter where nobody looked good in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Pickett made an incredible 2-point conversion, which if you see it, you would think it's a touchdown the way it played out, but it's just a 2-point conversion. But he rolled out. He was on the run to the sideline. Pickens, the receiver we're going to talk about for years because that guy is just ridiculous.
He's a phenom. Yeah.
Nonetheless, he got open, got down on his knees, and made a corner of the end zone grab from the 2-yard line. Fantastic. Was one of those plays like, oh, that makes him look like a first-round pick. Okay, I see it. My big thing with Pickett is I'll tell you, since the bye week, you know how they say you want to see progression? Or the Steelers should have considered a first-round pick for a quarterback. I'm seeing the progression in the last few weeks since the bye week enough that I'm like, okay, I didn't want to go that route with quarterback. I wanted to use it for a lineman or some sort of big fat guy, like I like to say, like you say. But
get me a fat guy.
But Pickett is honestly showing me if you get rid of Canada, you get a solid actual coordinator in there. Pickett and Pickens,
might have something.
You may have something. Pickett doesn't look bad. He doesn't look, don't get me wrong, he doesn't look like Ben. He doesn't look like he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. Right. He looks like he can win.
Well, I don't think Ben looked like Ben the first
year, if you look at their numbers, Ben, the only difference between Ben and Pickett in the first
interceptions.
No, it's not even that. Their interceptions were close, actually.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even yards. Their yards were off by like 300 yards. But pure number-wise, the only difference was Ben was winning those close games. They had a better defense then. They had a better coaching staff then with Bill Cowher understanding how to use a rookie quarterback in that setup.
Yeah.
And then Ben eventually grew into a fantasy darling and people like to have on their team, things like that. But Pickett, I can see the same formula. You get a strong run game. You have some weapons. Like Fryermuth's an amazing tight end. Pickens, it looks to be an incredible wide receiver. Deontay has his moments, but honestly, Deontay would be the one guy I probably would move on from. I know they just re-signed him, but I probably would move on from him.
Did Harris get hurt?
He got hurt in that game. Yeah,
it seemed like they were running with a lot of backups in that game.
Well, that's because
Warren's hurt too.
He's hurt too. So Najee went out in the third quarter with a hamstring injury, and Warren's already out with an ankle injury. Benny Snell had 65 yards on 10 or 11 carries.
That's not bad.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And here's the cut-shot call. And the Steelers line called this out. So you know how I told you earlier in the year Canada wasn't letting them audible or call plays at the line?
Yeah.
Pickett went over top of him and called a play. The line said it. He called a play at the line. It was switched up. It was supposed to be a short pass play. He saw what was going on. He audibled to a short run play with Benny Snell. And that was the final game-winning touchdown. So maybe give the guy a chance to actually observe what's going on and
read the defense and all that. The only thing that I will say about rookie quarterbacks is you don't know because like they could look really good even, but then once you get that like 8-10 games on tape and these NFL teams like really start digging into you and they start seeing your weaknesses and they're like,
but Pickett's gotten better.
No. What I'm saying is like at some point it might even be in the off season. Like these coaches are going to dig in. They're going to look at all of his college tape, like the Ravens, the Bengals. Like the teams that play him all the time are going to look deep into that film, and they're going to find his weaknesses, and he's going to have to overcome those weaknesses, right?
here's how this goes. So depending on where the Steelers get the draft, because at this point, after a win again, they're at pick 12.
Yeah.
The record the schedule they have the rest of the season, I hate it because I want the Steelers to have a high draft pick. Like I've said, I'm just at that point. They're not making the playoffs. I know this already. They have a chance of winning 3 or 4 more games throughout the rest of the season. That's just the record and the way they're playing right now.
Yeah.
They are not going to be out any of those games. This is what it is. That puts us in the middle of the pack again, like usual. And I hate this because once again, this goes back to me not liking Deontay Johnson and wishing we can move on from him. I would love to see, if I don't get a fat guy, I would love to see Jordan Addison come to Pittsburgh and reconnect with Kenny Pickett.
Okay.
I would love that. Gives me Pickens on the one side and Addison, who's more of a slot, kind of like Tyler Boyd kind of feel to him. I have a 2-set wide receiver. I have Najee, who, if I have a right line set up for it, and I have Freiermuth at tight end. If I get my line fixed, I'm stacking weapons around once again, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but I think he could be a great quarterback. I don't think he's ever going to be top 5. I think he'll be in the top 10 to 12 guys. In that range. But you put enough weapons around him, you build enough around him, you can win.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the case with just about any NFL quarterback, right? You put enough around them, they're probably going to win some games.
Right.
Whether they can win Super Bowls, it's a whole nother story. But, at the end of the day, I always say you just got to punch your ticket to the dance. You got to get in the playoffs.
Get there.
And then who knows? You get hot at the right time and anything could happen.
So that was all for last week. And here we are talking all day like we usually do.
I know. It's the weird thing is we have less people in this episode, but we're going to be longer than when we have Lord Jack. So our moderator actually is keeping us on track probably a little bit better than you and I do.
Yeah, I'm guessing the same thing.
So maybe we just hit
this real quick.
I was saying maybe we just go quick through this and then maybe we talk about like whatever the best 2 matchups or something.
Nah, we could just go through quick and say what we usually do. Usually that's what we do anyway. So
I'm game.
Steelers, Falcons. I'm going Steelers.
Who's at home?
It is
Falcons. Falcons are at the bottom. They're at home.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Falcons in that.
Okay. Patriots.
It's gonna be close though. Bills. Thursday night. Bills.
Broncos. Ravens.
Hey, wait a minute. Why was the Steeler game above?
Because it's my team.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because like the Bills play Thursday night, right?
No, it's listed as my team on the app.
Okay, that makes sense.
Broncos, Ravens. I know who you took already. So
Ravens. Do we even have to?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Ravens just lost.
It doesn't matter. It's the Broncos, bro.
Browns, Texans. Well, there's my pick. So I took the Browns. So.
Yeah, Browns.
Commanders, Giants. I know who you just said.
I'm taking the Commanders.
I'm going Commanders too on this. Although I do worry a little bit since it's in New York.
Heineke's better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but I think Saquon's the best offensive player in that game. Jaguars, Lions. I'm going with the Lions. They're at home, by the way.
Oh man,
they were just so close to the Bills.
Oh man,
they bet on kind of a streak recently.
I'll go Lions.
Okay. Jets, Vikings. I like the Jets too, and I've talked highly about them.
It's in a dome. I think Mike White will have fun. That Vikings defense is hot garbage. Like Dak threw all over him, Mac Jones threw all over him. I'm gonna go Mike White and the Jets on that.
Yeah. Once again, I can see
it's in a dome, so there's no weather to worry about.
I can see it going either way. I'm just leaning that way.
Mike White threw 400 yards and multiple touchdowns in the rain, like pouring down rain.
Plus, it's a 1 p.m. game. You know how Kirk Cousins is when he gets to wake up early.
Yeah, it's true. He's an early bird.
Packers, Bears. I think the Packers get off the losing streak and they get a win here.
Is Justin Fields back?
No, I think he's out for a while now.
I don't know. They said he was a game time decision for this last game.
If he's back, maybe it's different, but I'm still leaning to Packers.
If Justin Fields plays, I'm taking the Bears.
Those Bears look like garbage without Fields. So
yeah, Fields plays. I'm taking
actually
the Bears.
Even with Fields, they look like garbage. Fields just looks like amazing diamond.
Yeah, no doubt.
Titans, Eagles. Ooh.
This is Philly's best challenge of the season. You know,
Oh man, the Titans just lost that game.
here's what I know about Mike Vrabel and what the Titans are going to do. They are going to play keep away.
He's also good at taking away star players like Belichick, like his mentor Belichick.
Yeah, he's gonna play keep away though. He's gonna have just like he did with the Chiefs. Remember when they played the Chiefs?
Yeah.
They're just gonna say, okay, clearly you're the better offensive team, but we're just going to milk the clock and we're gonna hold time of possession, and we're gonna make it so you only get a handful of possessions in this game, and you're gonna have to score in every possession to beat us.
I like the Eagles more than you do, but I'm taking the Titans actually in this game.
I'm so torn. It's in Philly, right?
Yeah.
That's the one thing. All Philly's tough games, with the exception of the Cowboys, who they play them twice, are at home, and that's really worked out well for Philly. And the Philly fans are going nuts this year.
Well, as they should. They're 10 and 1.
I'll go Philly in that, but I do think it's gonna be really close.
Yeah, like I said, I'm torn on it, but I'm going with Titans just because.
I need the Titans to win. I need that one
know you
extra
do,
game.
actually.
Yeah, I need the Eagles to drop a game.
So we got the Dolphins and the 49ers, maybe the game of the week.
Okay, definitely the game of the week, right? Like, what's better than
hold
that?
on. CMC may be out this week, though.
Doesn't matter. What's better than that, though?
I haven't looked at the rest of the games.
I'm just saying. The mentee versus the mentor.
Ooh.
Tua versus Garoppolo.
Who are you leaning towards?
I'm going Dolphins.
Then I will go 49ers. Just
Okay.
the opposite.
Well, there you go.
Because it's too close to call. I'm just going opposite here.
Dude, the Dolphins are just so fucking sexy. I don't understand it. I did
They
not
are.
see it
But I
coming.
told you
into
before
year.
the season they had too many weapons on offense. They're just too overpowering on this.
I
Those
didn't
receivers are
see
too
it. I
overpowering.
really didn't see it. I was wrong.
Seahawks, Rams. I'm gonna stick it out with the Seahawks on this.
Hawks. Yeah, all day long.
By the way, that's Laura's pick.
That's a good pick, Laura.
That's her pick. I don't know if she's taking them because obviously didn't have enough time to look it up. But
What do you mean you don't know if she's taking them?
if she's taking them already this season,
Oh, well, if she does, she gets penalized.
I haven't had time to look it up, so I don't know.
Hey, that's on her.
Chargers, Raiders.
That's going to be a fun game.
Raiders.
I'll go Chargers.
Chiefs, Bengals.
Chiefs. Sorry,
Cool.
Joey B.
Right. Colts, Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Cowboys are favored by 11.
Yeah, the Cowboys are going to dominate that football game.
Oh, when they made Monday night, I think they were regretting this. The Buccaneers and the Saints.
That was probably a really good game going.
When they scheduled it.
Why is Jameis Winston not playing football right now?
Because they love Andy Dalton out there. What are you talking about? You loved him too with the.
I did not love Andy.
You
Dalton.
loved him with your Cowboys. I can go back and remember that.
I will say Andy Dalton was a steal for the Cowboys. At $3 million is all we paid him that year that he was our backup, and then we ended up needing him. And he did play some decent games for us down the stretch, but like Jameis Winston's better than Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
He's not even like suiting up or anything. He's just sitting on the sidelines with a clipboard, like, and he's supposedly healthy.
They can say that, but remember what they called him earlier for was a crack in his spleen.
Ouch.
Right. That was what he was out for. It wasn't your knee injury or something like that. No, he had a crack in his spleen.
Don't they call that like a lacerated spleen or something like
Maybe,
that?
but the way I heard it was crack in his spleen.
I mean, who you take there? I don't even.
Do you care?
I guess you take the Bucks.
I guess the Bucks are winning the division right now, so I'll stick it out with the Bucks.
Yeah.
And I have Godwin, so I'm hoping for positivity there.
Jesus, what a horrible Monday Night Football game.
Right. That feels
sorry, Aikman and Buck.
That feels like that should be the Thursday night game. What we're used to with Thursday night football. And what was Thursday night? Thursday
Bills,
night
Patriots.
was Bills. That feels like that should be Monday.
Yeah, I'd rather have that reverse around.
I would watch that on Monday.
Like the Thursday night game, like unless my team's playing in it, like
your team got Sunday night, which once again, nothing personal with your team. Your team's fine for a Sunday night game, but the Colts are
back to back, Monday night, Sunday night. I mean, I don't know why they're getting prime time action.
Well, here's the part: they can move them out of those slots. The NFL is able to do that.
They can flex it. They
flex
have
those
to do
games.
it within like so much advance
A
notice
week.
or whatever.
They have to be a week.
Yeah,
they did it to the Steelers a week.
Yeah, they would have already done it by now, though.
Why would you? I understand. Once again, I get the Cowboys.
Like, why wouldn't the 49ers and
Dolphins? Why would that not be your
night?
Monday, Sunday?
Something.
One of those games. That is the game to watch.
Yeah, that's the game to watch this week. There's actually a couple really good games.
Oh, the Eagles Titans. I could see money being in that game. That tie-in teams.
Like, yeah, if you
Jets Vikings.
So if you keep Bills Patriots Thursday night, move the Eagles Titans to Sunday night, and then move the Niners. Like the NFL
Come
should
on.
just be able to move their schedule around wherever the fuck they need to every week to
I
put the
would
best
watch.
games on prime time.
I would watch the Texans Browns game before the Monday night game that's actually scheduled this week.
100%.
I would love to watch
The
Deshaun
only reason
Watson.
I'm watching Monday Night Football is because I will have money on it because I'm just a degenerate gambler. It is what it is.
At least you admit it.
I admit it.
So we said it there. You took the Ravens, I took the Browns, and Lord Jack took the Seahawks.
Yep, and it's whatever team. If we all win, it's whatever team wins by the least gets punished.
Correct.
Which is why I got punished this week. I got marker on my face. It's a weak punishment, but I think if all three of us win, it probably should be a relatively weak punishment.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it would have been better if it was actually the tattoos. Thanks to Amazon, by the way.
It's I mean, hey, look, if it comes, did you order it?
Oh yeah, if it comes in, I'm holding on to it for later on.
No, I'll say it right now, just because this is somewhat weak for you. If it comes, whenever it comes in, I will, even if I don't get punished next week, I'll add it to my punishment next week, or I'll get punished again next week with whoever gets punished. So
it is what it is.
I'm cool with it. Put on my fucking forehead, put on my chest, whatever you want to do, buddy. I have no regrets. I still chose a winner.
Nice. All right. So what do we got here?
We got
I'm not the moderator. I don't know what I'm doing.
We got our world famous
Kids Corner.
Kids Corner. I don't know what I did with that little jingle there.
I don't know.
It was new.
That was
I don't know. It just came.
Hold on. Actually, is this because Laura's not here? We didn't get an Ian second.
Yeah. I've what 3 weeks in a row. I think I threw out a little something.
I just realized it now.
Yeah.
And I only realized it because you gave us that little sound bit for yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it could be because I took a little like snooze. I took like a 30-minute snooze before I came in tonight. I wasn't.
Is that Ian second? Take a nap.
I also I've either allergies or some sort of illness I'm dealing with. I don't know. My kids have been sick for weeks, so who knows what the hell this is I'm dealing with. But no, just nothing came to my mind to do the Ian corner. But Kids Corner is our favorite segment. Before we actually get into Kids Corner, we're probably definitely going to have some really good Kids Corners for next week because Saturday we are going to the Polar Express, which I think you guys
are coming with us.
Yeah,
that was not shared with me. I did not know you guys.
Oh no, they order these tickets like 6 months in advance.
Oh, we were there last year. I know all about it.
Yeah, so I've never been. I hear it's good.
Great, actually.
Is it like a 2-hour drive?
Yeah, you're on a train, but
I'm saying the drive is like 2 hours.
Hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to figure that out.
Yeah, it's on the border on Maryland side.
I can only imagine you put Roman, Grayson, and Ollie on a train together for an hour and a half or whatever. We're gonna have some stories to tell next week.
It is.
You didn't know we were coming, huh?
I did not.
Oh, well, we're coming, buddy.
I knew we were going, but I did not know you guys were coming.
Oh, there you go. Surprise!
Hey!
I don't know if that's good or bad, but we're coming, buddy.
Ad-lib episodes.
You right? Absolutely.
2 dads drink on a train.
I'll let you go for. I think I went first last time.
So. Oh man, putting me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you don't. Oh, I could go. So, obviously my daughter going through her emotional changes, and she's been really sick, obviously, and I to the point where I even got in a fight with the pediatrician over the last week and to get her some medicine. Finally, she's feeling better. She went to dance yesterday, and like when she came back home, like stormed it, like pissed off, and I'm like, what the like? Okay. I look at Cassie, and she just like looks at me like, just don't ask, And I was like, oh, okay. And here she's so I guess her dance academy or whatever is doing their Christmas party on Saturday, and we had already paid like 6 months in advance for these fucking tickets. Yeah. And she's pissed because she wants to go hang out with her friends at this dance party instead of going to Polar Express, which of course we're going to Polar Express. So, which I was like, I don't know how much the tickets are, but I was like, well, how much do we spend? Maybe we could split up and like one of us can go with Roman or whatever. And
I feel like they were $50-$60.
Yeah, Cassie's like, we're definitely going. Like, it was enough to where she was like, yeah, no, we're definitely going. And I was like, okay, well, then there you go. So she was a little moody, but then like shortly after we ended up doing a family apples to apples. Mother-in-law obviously was there, and just it's fun just to see the kids goofing off and having fun and being a part of a family and playing games together. And You know, it's she opened up a little bit, was her normal self towards once we got in the game. So
Okay.
it's weird. Like these mood swings, they can last for 30 seconds. They can last for all day. It's no rhyme or reason. I'm glad that I'm not going through puberty anymore.
So that note, and Livy's close to being a teenager at this point. I know you don't want to hear that, but does Roman already act like a teenager?
No.
No.
I mean, I guess boys are way more immature than girls are.
Yes, but Grayson is 6 and he acts like he's 13. The attitude I get from this kid, he's like 13. I'm so worried about when he actually turns into a teenager if this is the attitude I'm already getting from him.
Hmm.
And I'm just like today, what was he doing? He was sitting on the couch, just mind his own business. I forget what I said to him. I said hi or something. And all I got back was hi. Dude, I just got home and said hi to you. What's going on with you? Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Dad. But that wasn't the first time. I got that multiple times, not just me, Sam, multiple times.
Is he
Over the
playing
last...
games while he's doing this?
No,
Or
remember we took the switching that away.
or maybe that's what he's mad because he can't play games. I don't know.
Maybe, but he's just multiple times getting anytime he doesn't get his way, getting an attitude to the point I'm like, oh, kid, you are so lucky. This is the new generation of
Oh, we would have got our ass whooped when we were kids.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm telling you right now, if you keep this up, somebody in school is gonna want to punch you.
I mean, I still whoop my kids. You gotta whoop them from time to time. It is what it is.
Oh man,
Just make sure there's no proof. I mean, Roman, we just straight box each other, and I will say
that's when you get your shots in.
another little slight kids quarter was on Saturday. You know, I'm doing whatever this allergy stuff is, and what the only thing that makes me feel better is exercising. Like gets my lungs moving, I feel a lot better. So I like went out to the garage to do a little exercise on Saturday, and he came out and exercised with me.
Yeah, it's all a video.
He was on the treadmill for like 45 minutes.
Nice.
They just like wouldn't get off. I was like, bro, I need the treadmill now. You got to get off. So, kid's a workout machine. He's back today. Was his first wrestling practice of the year. So
nice. I wasn't sure if he was gonna get back to that.
God, I tried to get him into basketball so bad. He just won't do it. He wanted to stick with wrestling. I was like, oh, all right.
Well, hopefully it doesn't go the same as
I told him like, you don't wrestle hard. I'm pulling your ass out of wrestling. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to get you hurt again.
Get hurt again, mentally mess with you again.
They put him in the advanced room though, like without us even asking or saying anything. They just put him in the advanced room this year. So I don't know.
That's what they think.
We'll see.
Last but not least, Oliver Thomas.
Ollie.
How can you go a day without an Ollie? That kid's gonna be a YouTube star. If we put him on here, he would be that little viral clip kid.
But do you want that?
No,
yeah, I don't want that for my kids.
No, but I know for a fact if I did with him, he would be that kid who he does. You've seen him enough times. He just does random stuff, and it's just like, really.
And he's still got that cute little voice for now.
Yes.
Yeah. 100%.
So him, every day he wakes up, Monster Jam. Going Monster Jam today? Goes downstairs, he gets his arena up, builds his arena, gets every one of his monster trucks out, which is about 50 of them, lines them up, introduces them for the show for the day, and then it's all about Monster Jam all day.
Well, spoiler alert, he's going to like our Christmas present then.
Oh, man. he likes Monster Jam. If it's Monster Jam, he's into it.
So he puts on the full show.
He does the whole show.
The whole show.
And then, Dad tries to play with him as much as I can when I'm there. Dad, you play with me? Ollie, I have to finish something.
Please.
No, the lips, what you just saw. No, it's 100%. He goes like this. Please.
Oh boy. How can you say no to that?
Me and Sam just bust out laughing.
How can you say no to that?
That's the problem. That is absolutely the problem. I forget what he did. Oh, jeez. Sam does not have the correct grammar around kids sometimes.
What? No.
So Grayson was not eating his food. We made him a hot dog. He wanted a hot dog. was not eating his hot dog. She looks at Grayson and says, "Eat your damn hot dog," real loud. Ollie turns around at Grayson. "Eat your damn hot dog."
Oh Lord. Yep.
But the worst part is he did this the next hour. He did this consistently to everything because we were laughing. He got us the first time. He knew he had us laughing.
Right.
So he kept doing this. He would sit on your lap and go, "Eat the damn hot dog." And we would try our best not to laugh, but just his little face saying this. And I looked at her. I'm like, "You gotta kill me because you're the reason he's doing this."
Yep.
He did that, and then there was something else. I may have said this one already, where she said something about tell me. She said she corrected his grammar. He had said something. She corrected his grammar and said what he was meaning to say. His response to her was, "Yeah, tell me about it, Mom."
Dude, some of the things these boys come up with to say. Like I took Roman out to get his haircut. I didn't tell him he was getting his haircut. And I was like, he had a mop for a head. Like,
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Oh, it was bad. I mean, 3 months probably without a haircut. And he didn't want to get his haircut.
His new haircut looked like your haircut.
So I told him, like, dude, bro, we're just gonna go have a boys' day, like whatever. We're gonna go to McDonald's. Went out to McDonald's, ate lunch, and then we went to Home Depot for a minute, waiting for our like appointment at the haircutting place. And then we get out at the haircutting place and he looks out, he's like, "Where are we?" He looks up, he's like, "Oh, I see what this is about." He's like, "Well played, Dad." Like, where'd you go up with that? Well played. Well played, Dad. Like, okay, these fucking kids, man.
Grayson's new thing is when you do something like that, "How dare you?"
Yeah, Roman says that all the time. How dare you?
How dare you? These kids. Well, that was Kids Corner.
Yeah, that's a lot of kids' corner. We threw a lot at you there.
Just BSing, but once again, the show is about an hour and a half long now at this point.
Yeah.
Well, we are back to normal. 2 dads drink. Not
we miss our lesbian.
We do.
She keeps us on track.
She keeps us better on track.
We thought she wasn't going to keep us on track going into the year.
Until today, I was thinking she really wasn't keeping us on track as much as we wanted to be.
Yeah, but she does. She keeps on track.
For the most part,
going.
She keeps us close to that hour.
You're a good moderator, Jack.
Well, see you when you get back, L. Jack.
Deuces.
Deuces.